So I got another new tool that I want to do an unboxing video with. I thought on this tool long and hard whether it would actually benefit me in my workflow or not. It's quite pricey and I did pay for it myself. The manufacturer has no part of this, doesn't know I'm making this video or anything. But it's kind of odd because it has a love-hate relationship with the woodworking world. Some people believe it's one of the greatest things of the last 25 or 30 years. Others believe it's cheating and it's not real woodworking. So I haven't even opened the package yet. I've been sitting on it a couple days waiting to do this video. And I'm gonna show you guys what I got. Let's get her open. Bubble wrap, that's from the retailer. I got myself a Festool Domino 500. It's actually taken a while to find one of these. For some reason there's been some shipping issue. I guess they come from Germany and they've been delayed. So let's go over what this is. This is the Q set. So it has a bunch of added accessories the basic package doesn't come with. And I don't know if I need the accessories, but it's cheaper to buy them this way than to buy them as individuals after I have the basics, so I went ahead and did it. Comes in a Festool calls these sustainers. I don't know why, it's just a box. So let's open her up and see what we've got. Right out of the gate is warranty registration. Here is the manual. It's odd, it has weird holes punched in the back of it, maybe for a binder. A quick guide looks like. I don't speak, actually I used to speak German. I haven't since high school, but I used to. Some sort of set screws. The power cord. A cool thing with Festool tools, from my understanding, this is my first one, this power cord is interchangeable with a bunch of their tools. So if you have like sanders and other small tools, this will work with it. So that's a neat thing. What is this guy? This guy is the upright. So if you hold the tool vertical, this is to help stabilize. This is the narrow trim tool. You adjust it for narrow stock. What else we got in here? We got the wings. So these are one thing that I think I actually would use quite a bit because I do a lot of edge joining and you can space out your dominoes real well with that. What's this guy? Oh, this is the other piece to this guy. Oh, that's neat. I mean, I'll bring in for a close-up of this guy. But these are actually toothed, so it looks like a ruler on one side. On the back, it has teeth, like notches. And when these things clamp down into it, it bites those teeth, and it does not move. That's real neat. I like that. And then the Domino tool itself. And Domino did exactly what I feared that they would do. They actually don't even include any dominoes with the Domino machine to try. Giving us 2 or 3 of each of the sizes, this thing has to be a great benefit. So I'll have to go to my local store that sells them and get it. This thing is insanely heavy. I am actually amazed how heavy it is. Yeah, I expected some weight to it, but wow, that's Festool's serious about this guy. So let's take a look. I watched a bunch of videos on these things and whether it would work for me or not, and it really seems like it will. So the flip the lever here, flips down the deck. There's some contention. A lot of people that use this thing, they reference, grab a piece of wood real quick. No, that's just a big piece of 3/4 stone. They reference the cutter using that deck. Some people have had issues with the base touching, I don't know if you guys can see, touching the tabletop and that at the same time. So they say when you do it, overhang and hold it like that. I don't know if you guys can even see it in frame. But you want to support this or suspend this up and then use that. Other people I've seen use this actually measure up this base. So flat against the table, shoot. I don't think there's a pro or con to either way. It's whichever style you like to use. So lever on the left side here is the angle. That's actually very, very nice feeling. The other lever on this side is the vertical, up and down. So if you have a thicker stock or a thinner stock, this is what you would adjust it with that guy, up and down. And then lock it in place again. There is a reference guide on the side here that determines how deep the domino is, or how thick your material is. So it's a thickness gauge for this base. So if I set it to the highest is 36 millimeters because it's German and they don't do English, to 16, and it just rests on that spacer. And I'm perfectly centered in that piece thickness. So if my stock is 20 millimeters, I'd set it to 20, it would be half of that. So the center of the bit will be at 10, and put it right in the center of it. It's got a lock collar, but it doesn't bounce around. The switch on the side is for so you push and then you push. It's for the depth of the domino, for how long the domino itself is. And it's supposed to be half whatever that length. So if you're using a 40, use the 20 if you want 20 in one side, 20 in the other. And actually my understanding is the dominoes themselves are about a millimeter or millimeter and a half short, so it's not a true 40, it's 38 and a half, 39, and that's to give glue space, and so you don't hydro burst the joint. The top is the width of the domino slot. So you have tight, little loose, and a lot of loose. They say do not turn that unless the machine is running. Don't know why. I'm not going to do it unless the machine's running, and I don't have a domino here to test. So I'm not even going to turn the thing on right now. I'll have to go get some dominoes. I'm not sure what this back lever is. Let's see. What's my manual? Where is my manual? Here it is. That's kind of silly. There's a picture, a diagram, and a breakdown. Gives you the numbers, but it doesn't say what the things are. So let's go to chapter 1.4, section 1.4. All right. Right. Keep them moving. To pull the domino out, you put the wrench in here, pull that piece up, and oh, that's smooth. That is some slickery machining going on right there. You actually hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. There's a suction. It shows how tight that fitting is. And then you have the domino bit itself. This only comes with the one bit, which I kind of wish it came with others. I hope there was an option for it, but there isn't. But you push this little button on the side, and it locks that so that you can use your wrench and get it out. That was very easy. One of the things I kept seeing repeated is you don't have to horse that bit down. Just put it on, a little tight, and that's it. Still not sure what that was. So it's here. Yep, there we go. That's my power switch. So turn on, push that, it's on. It goes together here. That's cool. Nice sensation. It's like a slamming a mag in a mag well. Let's see what these guys are here. So these are spin stops. Replacements for these guys. These are little stops. If turn around so you guys can see a little bit. If I put my domino up against the board directly, it does nothing. If I put it here and slide it down, it's a reference. It's an edged reference star. So yeah, initial impressions. It's very heavy. It feels very well built. This is an absolute beast of a tool. I am stunned at how heavy this thing is. This thing weighs more than my DeWalt router. There is no doubt about that. Parts and accessories seem good quality. They so you put these guys on here. Let's do it here real quick. So you want to make sure that you flat. Let me use a machine edge here. Flat. Tighten it down. That way it's all in line. Flat. Tighten her down. And now it's back. And again, what these do is these reference these little spring pins. So if you have a series of dominoes you need to do, put it in the next one, cut your domino, slide it over, cut your domino, slide it over, cut your domino. And they just pop right off. Let's see here. Let's look at says the narrow stock adapter. And what it looks like is you put that guy down. This goes in. Maybe. Yeah, loosen those, I guess, a bit more than when I had them. Slides in. I'm guessing it would slide it all the way. I was hoping this would be a little more intuitive. What it appears is the anything green colored is a setting adjustment or something that you're supposed to use in operation of the tool itself. Why are we not going on? Totally looks like it fits. Slides in. There it goes. I just wasn't pushing hard enough. I don't want to break it, so I didn't want to push very hard. And then it's for narrow stock. Let me grab a narrow stock. This is about a 2-inch piece of wood. If I need to put a domino, let's say dead center on this guy, I would center with my mark, tighten those down, and then I will get the same every time. I'm gonna pull it out, get the next piece, pull it out, get the next piece. I imagine that this is going to be very handy for face frames. I have quite a bit of cabinets. I'm always doing face frames. I am always doing dowels for face frames. I don't like Craig screws. I don't want to put metal in something that I can't get the metal back out at some point in time. Plus, Craig screws are a lot more expensive than dowels. I can pay feet and feet of dowel rod. Not much issue. That is a nice tight fit, though. I gotta say, that's incredibly tight. So hold this guy back up, and we'll stand him up. And here is. So this is to help support it in the vertical position. So if I have to cut down into something. I have a love-hate relationship with this accessory. It is a, I would say needed accessory. And by needed, I mean it makes a task much easier just having that big extra foot there. So I can't, let me flatten out the machining here, make sure I'm flat. Make sure everything's flat and square. So if I put it here, I can't rock this thing back and forth like a joystick. And that's its purpose. Works very well. The thing I hate about it, and I wish Festool would change the design, I've actually seen some aftermarket ones come out. Let's say I like to reference off the base, because I've seen a lot of these manufacturers reference off, or a lot of makers reference off the base instead of the fence. You can't put it here and slide this down to reference this edge. So it is a one task accessory that they could have given it many more tasks if they would actually slotted these holes instead of just making them holes. So it's like I said, it's a love-hate thing. Because if I want to, let's say, plunge into the face of this, I like to reference off of my base. I can now put a board here to reference off of it instead of just having a screwed on clamp. I have seen some things on Etsy and some other accessories that people have made for these things that are slotted, and I'll probably end up getting one. One version, I can't remember the name of the brand, but it looks like a piece of machined aluminum that's L-shaped, similar in nature, but the holes are slotted, so I can drop this down, have a nice tight fit and reference off that. So that's awesome. I'm going to, I got some stuff to do. I'm going to go get a box of dominoes and then come back and do some playing with it and some testing. So hold on for me. Okay, so I got some dominoes for this. I went ahead and got the 6mm cutter head, so I can use the 6mm dominoes instead of the 5. Most of the material I use is 3/4, which is like 19 millimeters and change. The closest thing to a third of that would be the 6. You want to use as much close to a third as possible. I'm going to do a couple of tests in my board here. So I have my fence set at the 90 degrees. I'm going to reference off the fence and not off the deck. I'm going to do 2 of them at the tight setting, 2 of them at the medium setting, so give me a little play. The big elephant in the room with Festool is their dust extractor. I don't have one, and I don't have $800 now to go buy one. So what I did was I heated up a coupler to fit over that port, so I can hook up my regular shop vac to it. This is it's a 2.5 to 1 1/4 inch adapter. So essentially the 1 1/4 inch can be heated and molded over it. Just be careful when you heat this. It'll flare out, but the problem with the Festool is it actually has a grip here. So if you push it too far when it cools, it'll shrink over it and then you can't get it back off. So on this one, I pushed it just to that flare and then stopped there. It'll be plenty of suction to clear out the debris from this. They do warn you, they want you to run suction with these things to keep the bit from getting overheated, bind up. It'll actually wear the bit off faster if it gets too hot and keeps running. So I'm gonna get turned on and get ready to cut here. And test it out with it. Alright, so this piece is a tight mortise, that one's a loose one. You can see there's a distinct difference between the two. So let's see how that worked. Push that in just a hair. That doesn't take much. And how are we sitting? Oh, dude. I can't snag it with a fingernail. It's that good of a fit. I don't know if you can see down that board or if it'll focus. That's killer. I'm a huge fan of that. And then having the play side to side, I can wiggle it just a little bit to get my lines perfectly across from each other. I mean, even this is just a piece of stock I have laying around. It's not even a piece of, it's not even really milled, like square jointed edge or anything. That's a nice fit. I am thoroughly happy with that. Sure beats Dow's. So, unhook him here. Move you guys into a little bit better position. So that worked beautifully. That's the very first time I've even ever turned one of these on. I've never turned one on at a store, at a friend's shop, nothing. And I got excellent results. I mean, I can't grab that seam with a fingernail. That will stand out beautifully. So doing tight on one side and loose on the other is great, because I even felt it when I did the initial cut in the loose setting, as I felt the machine itself walk a little bit, and this will still allow this to line up and work like it's supposed to, even if I'm off just a hair. So, yep, one side tight, the other side on the looser setting. Just make sure you don't turn that knob unless the machine is running. Festool is real big on that, and you'll actually break the machine if you do it wrong. My biggest concern I've remedied for now is the vacuum fitting. I'm not spending $800 on a Festool vacuum when I have a perfect good shop vac.
I'm surprised I haven't been able to find an adapter yet. I've looked for a little bit. If anybody knows of one, let me know. But this is a reducer. It's a 1 1/4 inch to 2 1/2, and you just heat the end up, make it a little bit soft. You'll feel it get a little tacky, and that's when you know it's good. And just press it on and let it cool. Don't press it beyond this ring though, because if you do, it'll shrink back around it, and then you'll never get the fitting off unless you heat it up again, and there's a good chance of you messing up the port. So, super simple, pretty intuitive in how to use it. So I set my fence. Again, you can reference the fence, you can reference the base, dealer's choice, whichever you prefer. Then I set the thickness of my material. This is 3/4 stock, so the closest that they have on here, it's metric because German. The closest they have on here is 20, because 3/4 is like 19 millimeters and change. So it'll actually put the center of the bit at 10 mil. So set it 20, push the fence down, lock the fence, and now that's set. And then you set the depth of your domino itself. These are the, if I can get it out of my hand, there we go. These are the 6 mil by 40. So I set this to half the distance of whatever my domino is. So it's a 40 domino, and I want half to go into each side, so I'll set it to 20, it'll plunge in 20. So yeah, initial first impressions, I mean, this thing is stunning. It's amazing. There's no other way around it. Festool did an excellent job with this. I tried to hold out as long as I can because I wanted to see other brands do theirs. The patent's not expiring for another couple of years. And honestly, I don't know if any other brand's going to be this quality. I really don't, and I actually doubt it. I'm at DeWalt. I own a DeWalt for the most part. Milwaukee, I don't think they can get this good. There's no play, no flaw, no nothing. I mean, I can't drive it forward because it's out plunging. But there's no rattle, no shake, no nothing. Everything is solid on this tool. So yeah, keep an eye out for it in future videos and projects. I plan to use it pretty much as often as I can, just to speed up my work. And I hope my initial review kind of helps sway you that literally anybody can have this tool. It's not a prestigious thing. Anybody can have it, anybody can use it, and enjoy its capabilities. So, like and subscribe if you think I earned it. I hope to see you around more. I'm going to try to do more videos. We're getting into springtime. So springtime for me is lawn care, not woodworking, and nobody wants to watch me mow the lawn. There's plenty of those out there on YouTube. So thank you for your time.